Hi everyone, welcome back to IQ Designer Lesson, our Pysanky egg. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I hope I am.
I think so.
Yeah, who knows? But anyhow, okay, so I did sew out my egg, all right? So that's what I want you to do is sew out your egg, and then we're going to create the hearts today, and they will be separate because you're going to see how much easier it is to do it that way. So remember, I did this 2 years ago, and I think there was 300 some odd steps, right? so because I'm doing it different, I have to add these two together. Let me see, it might be still 300 steps. Oh, this one's 165. Oh, yeah. So, oh, well, but still, it's easier. It's much easier. Okay, so PJ, show them what I have up here, just so they could see. So we're going to do all kinds of things today. We are going to be creating the hearts. We're going to be putting decorative stitches on the edge. We're going to be working with plain fill and issues that we have with the plain fill. We're also going to use the paintbrush to apply some of the stitches. And then we're going to go into embroidery, and we're going to, and I forget the name of the button, but when we get there, I'll tell you. But it's like a select some button, group and ungroup. So we're going to use that button too. So you're going to learn a lot about your machines today. So I'm going to clear this screen. Okay, and all right, so I'm going to just go home and okay to cancel. Okay, now I'm going to go into IQ Designer. Okay, so I am going to go, so this direction sheet, now remember, if you buy the bundle of fabric, you're going to get this printed out. And we still have to add some graphics to it, but you're going to get this whole thing printed out. So we're at the steps. So we did 153 steps to get here. Okay, then we are going to start a new design for the hearts. So show them, like, can they see what I have so far, right, without the hearts? And so did you see? There were some people on our group page that sewed it out. So make sure you join our group. I know there has been issues with people joining our group. And I was talking to Carol and Darlene about it last night. And I said, we got to figure out what's going on. Some people were blocked from joining. Not just some people, but I think Carol estimated that it was over 100 people were blocked from joining our group, and I never would do that. And so they're trying to get figured out what went wrong and fix it. So so they're wonderful. So okay, so if you got blocked, try to get in again, because I think they changed something so that everyone can be invited. I think they were trying to keep those trolls or whatever, or the scammers, the scammers that try to sell you embroidery designs. So they were trying to keep them out, and they thought maybe in that process they ended up blocking people that we wanted to come in. So if you were one of the ones blocked, even one of our really good customers couldn't get on. And so I think they got that fixed, though. So just try again, and you'll get on. And invite all your friends, because we really appreciate it. So, okay. So I just love this project. So, okay. So we're going to create the heart that goes inside the eggs. So first we're going to go to IQ Designer. And from the first steps, we have things saved that we're going to need to make the hearts. So, and am I okay? But am I getting a reflection? Wouldn't you know I wore pink today? Pink's not bad, though.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, pink isn't bad. Okay, maybe I'll wear pink every day. Okay, so I'll stay right in front. So this is good. Okay. So up at the top, we're going to press the memory pocket with the arrow pointing out. Now, you know that is Baby Lock's symbol for taking something out of the memory. And the reason why I say arrow pointing out is on the Altair, Meridian, and Destiny, they have a pocket with the arrow pointing in, and they also have an arrow, which means saving, and they also have a pocket with the arrow pointing out. So I think I'm just used to saying that whole thing, pocket with the arrow pointing out. Like if I said to you, retrieve your memory, you wouldn't know what button to press. But when I say pocket with the arrow pointing out, you know exactly what button I'm pressing. PJ's wife is unbelievable at graphic design, and I said to her, let's write a book. Right? And let's have QR codes to go to our videos and everything. And we are so excited. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Okay. So I'm going to click on Memory Pocket with the arrow pointing out. And I'm going to get my 2 green eggs. Now, like, disregard these other things. These are things that I put into memory after. But I need the 2 green eggs. I probably just need the 1, but I know that the 2 green eggs are exactly what I need. So I'm going to, for this exercise, we're going to do the 2 green eggs. Then, okay. Now, if you're wondering, where did you get the 2 green eggs? We did that at Friday's lesson. So go back to Friday and do that whole lesson, and then you will end up with a beautiful Easter egg. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go, I don't need these 2 eggs. I just need them for the size, so I know how big to make the heart. So I'm going to go to Line Properties, No Sew, okay, Line Bucket, and click on both of these lines so they're no-sew. So I know it's a no-sew because I can see it in this window up here. All right, shapes. Let's go in and get that heart. So shapes, the heart, which is number 22. Okay. Now I have, on your directions, I'll have the exact size I went to. But what I did was, you remember my inspiration was the egg with the 2 hearts. Well, we should show that again, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we will. Okay, so it had a heart down here and another heart upside down up here. And so I need to be able to fit 2 hearts on. So that's why I like to use this. I like to have that center X in the middle. Okay, so what I did before is I just clicked on size, and then I shrunk it down, and I kind of moved it, and I looked. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. Oh, look at this. I'm in millimeters. So the last thing I did, I switched it to millimeters. Probably I was checking a stitch width on zigzag. So I'm going to go up to the top to the piece of paper. That's the settings page. I'm going to go to page 9 of 12. I'm going to switch it from millimeters to inches. Okay. Now I can see it's 4.58. But look at that. I am above the plus sign. So I know I'm not going to be able to fit 2 in. So then I'm going to shrink it down. And I ended up going about 3.5. You know what I really should check? But it ended up working out good. So I should go up to the keypad and put in the numbers that I found worked. 3.5 set and 3.8 set. But really, look at it's narrower up here. So that's the thing I should check. But I can kind of see that it's going to fit. And now I'm right below the plus sign. So I know that it's going to fit. So I'm going to say, okay. Memory, save on the machine. We're going to need that empty heart later. So that's why I wanted to put it into memory. Now, shapes. So here's your shapes button. It's a circle and a square. Shapes, the flag. And then I wanted, so on the egg, they had flowers that had 5 petals. And wouldn't you know, here we have 5 petals. So that is number 11. Okay. I want this big flower to fit. I want 2 of them, one on this side and one on the other side. And so I'm going to go to size. And I fooled around with it again. I shrunk it down. And then I moved it around. Went, oh no, it's still too big. So shrunk it down some more. And I'm there. Okay, that's looking pretty good. But so But easier for you would be go to the keypad, and I found that, double checking. Okay, 1.4, let's check that. Okay, so 1.4 set and 1.4 set. There, okay. Now, I'm going to zoom in because I want you to position that. Okay, make sure I'm telling you the right thing. Okay. So I say, place it in the lower heart where you think it looks good, but keep it away from the heart outline. So I'm going to go to 200%, and I'm going to pan and kind of bring that screen up. And what I'm saying is I want you to keep it away from the heart outline because we're going to have a satin stitch. And if I position, I got to press select. What is selected? But I guess I'll go, oh no, I was in pan. So I should have just turned pan off. But if I go too close to that heart, when we go to satin stitch, my part of my flower is going to get covered with satin stitch. So I want you to select it, click on it, and move it till you like what you see. And just kind of eye judge it. So I'm going to kind of eye judge that it's in the middle here, good amount away from the heart. And then now I want another one for the other side. So I'm going to copy it. So right below rotate is copy. And then we're going to take that one. So I'm going to click on it. And I am using a mouse. I do best with a mouse. Some people do better with a stylus. But I seem to do better with a mouse. And I'm just kind of position it. Remember, these are hand painted, so there's no way that they could paint on an egg and make it exactly perfect and symmetrical. So if yours isn't exact, don't worry about it. You're hand painting it with embroidery. So I said, place it on the other side of the heart. Now go into shapes. So shapes. And the teardrop, PJ, I feel like I should just grab my phone right now and show them that one picture for inspiration. Because I feel like they don't know what I'm doing. Okay, well, that was my foot control. Okay, I'm just going to go, and I can put it right in front of the camera. Okay, so I think I sent it to you, and it was this one. Okay, and I'm going to zoom in. Okay, so this was my, there, they can see it good. That was my inspiration. So the two flowers, the little scroll work there, the fancy stitches around. So that was my inspiration. So this is what we're going for. We're going for that look. All right. Okay, so now we're going to go. So I clicked around and to see if I had something that looked like what they had at the bottom of the heart. And I can see on this main page, I don't have anything there. I'm going to go to the flag. And then there's a whole bunch of designs here. And look at right here. This looks good. So this is called closed shapes. And this is 08 in closed shapes. Then okay. Size. So you could see how much way too big this is. So I'm going to go size. And again, I played around with it and shrunk it. But then I went to the keypad and I found that 1.19 set and 2.12 set look good to me. Okay, then press OK. Rotate. You'll see size. Rotate is right next to size. So rotate and then 180 degrees. But I want to make sure that's in the center too. So first I'm going to rotate to 180. There I am at 180. Press center because that makes sure it gets put into center. And then I'm going to move it straight down. And I can see right there in the heart. I want to keep it away from the satin stitch. I think I'm good. I've got enough space away from the flowers. And so I'm looking good. So move it to the bottom of the heart, which we did. Okay. Select. So go down here, right next to memory, is a box with dotted lines. So select. the magic wand. This was the best invention in the whole wide world, the magic wand. Click on an egg to select it. Now remember, I'm zoomed in to 200%. So let's go back out to 100 and click on an egg to select it and cut it away. I don't need that egg. The only reason why I had the egg was so I could figure out what size to make my hearts. I don't need this other egg either. So click on it and cut it away. All right. Now, click on, okay, and then close it. And let's go memory, save on the machine. So memory, save on the machine. Now we have to assign stitches to each one of these lines. So, okay, I decided I wanted to have that feather stitch around the little heart. So I'm going to go up to line properties. So that's the piece of paper with a straight line under it. Line properties. Click on the flowers, this flower button, and opens the select button. Press on select. And then you've got these stitches. But remember, we have all these new motif stitches when you buy the extra sets of fancy fills. But I wanted to see this one, 006, and I'm calling it the feather stitch. And then, okay. Turquoise, because I haven't used turquoise. And so turquoise, okay. Click on the heart. Oh, line bucket. So now click on the heart to turn it turquoise. Then fill properties. I want to fill in these flowers and these petals. So fill properties is down below. Fill properties, plain fill. I hardly ever use that because I love the fancy fills, but today I want to really see those flowers, so I want to fill them in completely. So I'm selecting the plain fill, gold. I don't know, I couldn't find a color that I haven't used yet. Like I used a whole bunch of colors on the first part of the design, but I'm going to go gold. I'm calling that one metallic gold. So gold, okay. Fill bucket. So here's your fill bucket right below, and you can see your plain fill is now in the window. So right below that is the fill bucket. And then click inside each of the 3 teardrops. Let's zoom in so we can see better. So 200%. And we can also pan. And there, now I can see really good. Okay, so now I'm going to click on the pan button. And that turns off pan. So I've got fill bucket selected. I've got my plain fill. And we are going to click inside each one of the 3 teardrops. Fill properties. I want to fill the flowers, but I want to fill them with a different color. So I'm going to go to fill properties, plain fill, and there I am at plain fill. Gray. I haven't used gray yet. So okay. Fill bucket. I choose a different color for each step because I want to make sure that the machine is going to stop for a color change for each step. So fill bucket. Click inside each of the flowers. Line properties. So I want to zigzag. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. All right. Line properties. I want to put a zigzag around the flowers. So we're going to go to line properties, zigzag, yellow. I'm going to pick the bright yellow. Okay. Right now we are on step, can't turn my page, step 76. Now, line bucket. So line bucket, not fill bucket, line bucket. So it's up at the top. It's the bucket with the line below. So line bucket. Click on the outline of the flowers. So what were they, like black? So now I changed them to yellow. Fill properties. Now I want dots inside the flowers. Okay, so we're going to use our paintbrush for this. So fill properties. So down below with that solid block underneath it, fill properties. Size 30, I played around with it. Okay, I'm going to leave it at 20 just for now, just to show you. Light green. Okay. and then zoom into 200%. We're there. Click on the center of each flower and at the top of the petals. Center of the flower. Oh, that's too small. Let's go back. So I'm going to go to Fill Properties. I'm going to go up to 30. So on your paper, it'll say 30. Okay. Now I'm going to click in the center. Hey, maybe we better undo. Undo. And then click again. Oh, I'm off to the side. Undo. Try again. Okay, that one's good. Click in the center of this one. Remember, you have undo. So, oh, I'm kind of down on that one. Bring it back up. There. And the top. I think that looks good. Okay. All right. So click on the center of each flower and at the top of the petals. Next. This is where we tell it what size we want the stitches. Okay. So I was worried about, I'm going to zoom in here to 200 and maybe I'll just pan and put it in the center. Oop, went the wrong way. Okay. There. Now, I was worried that when I put the satin stitch over this, that it was going to cover up half of my feather stitch. So I decided I wanted my feather stitch to be bigger. So I'm going to click on the select arrows up here until I see the feather stitch. So it's going to take like 5, 6, 7, 8, right around 8 clicks until I see the feather stitch, and I'm going to take it from 0.400, so I'm going to click on it, up to 0.500. Okay, give it a second, and it's recalculating the stitches. And that's bigger. I think it's good. Okay, look at this. This one kind of peeks over. I'm just not going to worry about that one. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so okay. Now, click on select until you see the fill stitches. So what I want to do first, though, is go to 400 and pan around. And do you see this flower is straight up and down? Boring. This flower straight up and down. This straight up and down, straight up and down, across. You know, have you ever tried to do this? And then there was like a gap in the stitches. We found that if you went straight up and down or, you know, horizontal, that sometimes a gap in the stitches will form. And so we found that angling the stitch to 30 degrees fixed it. So Joni and I just go to 30 every single time now. Okay, you can make each one separately, a different fill stitch, or you could put them all together. I'm going to do them all together. Okay, so I'm going to click on the select arrow until one of the fill stitches appears. There we are. I'm going to link them all together. So I'm telling the machine I want to change all the fill stitches at once. And you see how boxes appeared around all of them. Okay, so I linked them all together. Go to auto. We don't want auto. That means the machine will automatically set the direction. I want manual, and I want to change it to 30 degrees. And okay, you could try out different ones, but I think we just at one point found that 30 worked and we just never varied from it. And so there I am. And if you zoom in, I can't really see any gaps in the stitches. I didn't see it before, but we just seem to always have better luck if we change it to 30. So play around with it and see what you end up with. Now, so I changed that. And then I'm going to press set. Okay. All right, I went all the way into embroidery. Okay, really, I don't have this egg behind me yet. Okay, so I need to get rid of that picture right now. And I don't see the button. Okay, so I'm going to go into settings. And because at this point, you're not going to have that picture. Okay, I'm looking for embroidery background. No. Background image display. So that is page 10 of 12. and delete it. But you won't have it there, so you won't have anything to delete. So okay. And okay. All right, so that got rid of my picture. Now, what do I need to do? I need to add that satin stitch, and also I want the bean stitch on top. So I didn't put it in when we were in IQ Designer, because if I put everything in at once, the machine will decide what order it wants to sew out, and I want to decide. So I thought, I know that I want the satin stitch on top of that feather stitch. So I'm going to go back in. So I'm going to go to Add, IQ Designer. Okay. Memory pocket with the arrow pointing out. Eggs with one heart. Nothing inside. I don't want this one because I'd have to assign a stitch to those. I want it empty. So, okay, erase the eggs. So we're going to go to the select button, or you could choose your eraser. So you could take your eraser and go around and erase it. But so much easier if you have the Solaris Vision, you do have the magic wand. And so click on one of the eggs and cut it. Click on the other egg and cut it. All right, so we cut them away. Close that, close your select screen. Memory, save on the machine. I'm going to need the egg all by itself when I go to put the bean stitch down the center of the satin stitch. So I'm going to go memory and then press the machine, and it puts it into the pocket. Okay, now line properties. Go up to the line properties, the piece of paper. Zigzag, it's already on zigzag. I'm just going to press it again, and I'm calling this color coral. So coral, okay. Line bucket. Click on the line of the heart to turn it coral, and then press next. This is where we set the stitch length. Now, I didn't put this in your directions, but 0.080, having my stitch width in inches doesn't make, I have no idea what 080 is. So I'm going to go up to the settings page up at the top and go to page 9 of 12 and switch it from inches to millimeters. And then okay, because I'm used to seeing stitch width in millimeters, 2, 3, 4, So I'm going to select the 2. And I know from doing zigzag, a 2 is way too narrow for me, especially if I want to put this bean stitch down the center. And at this point, I'm a little worried about covering too much up of the feather stitch. So I don't want to make it too wide, but I definitely want it wider than 2. So I'm going to take it up to 3.5, which is, if you're still in the inches, it is 0.140. So 3.5, okay. All right, it's going to be wider, and you know how I like that density to be really thick. So density, I take that up to 110, and okay. I think that goes back to when we couldn't change the density on our decorative stitches, and so many of our decorative stitches would have looked so much better if we could increase the density. So I think I got hooked on, as soon as we got that feature of being able to change the density, I went, increase that density on everything. Okay, so I'm at 3.5 millimeter wide, 110 in the width. Okay, then set. Okay, and look at that, it's right on top of the other one. Okay, so I don't have to worry about anything. All right, now I want to add the bean stitch. Okay, so we're going to go Add, IQ Designer, and then I'm going to switch to the next page, which right now I'm in step 127 of the heart. So pocket with the arrow pointing out, the heart all by itself. Okay. Line properties. So up here to the piece of paper, line properties. Triple stitch. That's also called bean stitch. dark purple. I'm going to go like here because I want to really see it. Okay, so I'm going to go dark purple. Okay. Oh, but am I going to see it here? Well, let's do it and see what we think. Like I can see black. Well, it is dark purple. It looks black to me. So maybe a lighter, one shade lighter of purple. Let's just go back in. So let's go here. I've got the triple stitch, and let's go this kind of fuchsia, I don't know. But anyhow, okay. Then line bucket. Click on the line to turn it dark purple. It was hard to see. So I'm going to click on it again, and I got the error message. So it's telling me I already did it. Okay, next, run pitch. I want my stitch length to be a little longer. So I am going to go from 2 millimeter to 2.2. Okay, just a little longer. Okay, then, okay, because I like the bean stitch a little longer, that's all. I just thought a 2-stitch length. You may like it short, but I kind of like it a little longer. In fact, I even like it longer than 2.2. So I'm going to switch mine to 2.3. So you decide how long you want it. It's hardly a difference between 2.2 and 2.3. But okay. Set. Okay. We didn't have to save anything. Okay. Edit. So we're going to go up to edit. Move. Center. Oh, only one part centered. Okay. So we're going to go okay. Undo. Okay. Now it's not letting me. It is not letting me move it to center. You know what? Let's go here and press memory, save on the machine so we're sure not to lose it. Click on your select button. So this is like a group and ungroup button, which if you're familiar with digitizing software, you'll know what that is, but honestly, I don't know what it is. It always got me mixed up. So just know that I'm right there with you. So I'm going to click on this. Okay. And so I clicked on it. And then I'm going to click on this button. Okay. Let's see if I move. Let's see if everything moves or just one thing. Oh, everything moves. Okay, good. Then center. Okay. Then okay. Let's go memory, save on the machine. All right, so now I have my heart. Okay, everything is in the center. We did memory save on the machine, right? I'm going to do it again because I want to make sure. Memory save on the machine. Let's click on the camera now. So you have your fabric still in your hoop and everything. We're going to click on the camera. Scan. Did you ever see it do this, PJ?
Well,
this is the coolest thing. Okay, okay. There. So now it is taking a picture of what is in my hoop. It's just unbelievable. So I bet it's going to take, I have the biggest hoop in, so it's going to take 3 passes.
I've never seen it take one this large.
Yeah, it's so neat.
Yeah.
And it was a game changer, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm sure they're saying it was a game changer for sure. Okay, so there it is. Okay, I still have everything selected. Okay, but close. Let's move it. See, everything's selected. Do you see the lines all around it? Everything is still selected. So move it down, and the whole thing is going to move down. And I want it below the plus sign. So you know what I did? I zoomed in. I'm going to go to 200. And that red line, oh, look at how little the X is now. But I'm going to just move it up a little. Well, you know what? I'm just going to look at how much below the X it is. Okay, but I better pan and look at the bottom and make sure I like what I see there. I do. I think I've got even spacing all around, like the spacing between here and here and the side looks about the same. So I think I'm good. Okay, so now I want another one. Okay, so look at that. Not everything's selected again. Okay, so we're going to say okay. We need to select everything again because I want to make a copy of it. Okay, so go to your group and ungroup button. What do they call it? Multiple selection. So click on this button. Looks good. Okay, looks good. So then okay. Looks like everything's selected. Copy it. All right, but look at this. I can't rotate it. I can move it, but I can't rotate it. So I didn't know what to do. So I clicked on this button again. Click on it. Now I can rotate. So did you see that? When that button is not on, I can't rotate. When I click on it, I can rotate. Uh-oh, I'm a little worried though because it looks like it only has one thing selected. We're going to see in a second. Rotate 90 degrees. Everything moved, right?
I think so.
Yes. So I was just lucky with that. So, okay, but this is like the first time that we've ever used that button. Or we've used it, but not a lot. Okay, so there I have the pan button on. How do I know it's on? Because it's blue behind it. So I'm going to take the button and move it down. Okay, first thing I want to do is put that heart in the center. So center it and then move it straight up and kind of keep it, we'll just look around. Okay, so if I'm going to zoom out to 100 and there, I think it looks good. Let me look at where the top red is there. Although I'm a little afraid to go off of it, but we'll figure it out. So I'm going to click down here. Oh, it doesn't let me. Let's move it. I guess I have to close this. I'm going to move it down just a little farther. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to move that red box to the top of the red X. So maybe click, click, then say okay. Click on the bottom one. It won't let me. Undo this one. Click the bottom one. I just want to make sure that they're about in the same spot. Look at this. It's wider here than it is here. So I don't think I am in the same spot. I think this one has to move up. So, oh, you know why? Because it's an egg shape. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're just going to look at the bottom. There to there. And maybe that's, I think, right, it looks good, doesn't it? PJ, it looks good.
Really
So-
good.
Okay, so I'm good. All right, so I am I'm good. I'm just, like if I want to move it right now, let's see. Down. Everything's moving. Is it everything moving? I better double check that. Let's just go. No. So, okay, look, it would just move the feather stitch. So, okay. Undo. Now take a look there. Undo. It'll put the feather stitch back where it belongs. Press the group all together button. Move. And move. Where did I decide to move it? Oh, I was just going to move it just a little bit farther. And now this time everything is moving. So that's what when you use that multiple select button, is if you go to move something and only part of it moves. Because once I go to embroidery, this design is all one and I can't move them separately. So let's do that. Let's go to embroidery. And we are ready to sew.
Look at that.
Yes, we are. Now, okay, look at this. Layout. Try to do your color sort, but you're going to get an error message. This function cannot be used when patterns are overlapping. So I have things overlapping, so I can't do it. So, okay. So we just have to put the thread colors in separately. Okay, so I'm going to press the layout button again so I can see the color selections. So right now it is going to sew the flowers, and I think I want my flowers. Let's see. I'm thinking it's time to use some yellow. I've got a gold, that's no good. I'll just use that yellow, but it's kind of an orangey yellow. But I'm not going to be picky. You be picky, okay? Because you want to get the exact color. I do have a bright yellow in these little flowers, so I think that's going to be fine. Okay, so I'm going to thread that, and you'll just sew the whole thing. Now, I do have to tell you that I forgot to put the tassel stitch, and I have to look at my the one I did 2 years ago, and like I had a tassel in there and I loved it. I think I put the tassel, I think I put it maybe around the middle egg pointing out. So I'm going to put that in to the directions. And so I'll have it step by step, and then I think I'm going to do, when I get to that step, I'm going to do it in red. So you'll know that is the portion that I didn't tell you about. And maybe I'll just put a one-liner right next to it,
Sure.
like I didn't tell you about this part. So if you want to skip over it, you can.
A couple people were asking, are we going to have these on the website and the Facebook group?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
oh yeah,
good.
right, yeah. So we include the printed out directions because they're easier to follow, right? And there's a lot of people that don't have printers, or they haven't used their printer in so long that the ink is dried up, right? Or they go to press print, and remember when we first got printers, we would wait, and all of a sudden the printer would make a noise. I was like, oh, it's going to print this time. I don't have to figure out why it isn't printing. So a lot of people gave up on printing. So that's why we include the instructions with the fabric.
Printers
Yes.
are frustrating.
It's very, printers
Yes.
are. Yeah, and PJ works with computers all the
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
And he says printers are frustrating, and they are. So, I didn't undo this from here. Okay, I'll close that up. So, now it seems like with the Pysanky eggs, they use deep colors. Oh, look at this, my door is shut. So I'm gonna open that up because it means that the tension discs are squeezed together and you don't want to thread it. And that you really can't thread it. The door stops you from threading it. Okay, and then I'll just press start and it'll start. And I don't know whether we should just go over everything. Once I get to a spot, like this one's going to be, should we go over all the products? Well, at least,
Sure, just a
whatever we
couple.
get through.
Yeah, and then I think we were going to talk about the octagon and just what you did for the attaching the center.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think we
could
talked
do
about that last time.
Yeah, okay.
I have
can-
one right here that you could just show and kind of talk about.
Yeah, but I could pretend like I'm doing one. If I have, I could use some of these colors. Okay, I think it's good. Okay, so we'll run over, thread it, run over, do part of the octagon, run over, back and forth. Okay, we're gonna give you a workout, PJ.
All right.
Okay. So
This is just something I was using to hide the reflection.
Okay, that's good. Okay, see, here's my inner egg that I had to snip away. And when we do the octagon, we do iron a lot. But
Like,
first I'm
is
going
this
to
the
cut.
octagon that you think
This
you were
is
talking
the
about?
easiest one.
Okay.
Okay, so what you do, and I love this fabric. I love this fabric. And I think I even have a purple out there. Do I have a mint green? I have a really light mint green. Okay, but meanwhile, I'd need a sewing machine. But
What if you just described kind of how that center
yeah,
was put together?
and or
did you
I
do-
could have it ready for this afternoon. Okay.
Do you want to try to do that?
Yes,
Okay.
because I think you need to see it sewn and you need to see me trim.
Yeah.
So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to cut this a 14-inch strip and end up with a 14 by 14 square. And we could cut off the corners right now. Okay? All right, so I am gonna move this. Oh, see, here's the egg. Here's, zoom in on that so they can
Okay,
see. Here, I'll
let's
turn
see.
it this way. And
Probably all over the place. There we go.
there. See the tassels. How can you do this egg without the tassels? You have to have that. So
That's a
that
nice
I would have
touch.
put that in before the candle wicking. So I'm going to put it in your instructions, and I'll put it in red so you will see when to put the tassels. And I also made the tassels bigger. So okay, good. I'm glad this picture is here. I'm just going to put it over here.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll find, and I gotta turn this way. Get rid of pins, that's for sure. Okay. So I'll line this up with, this way's better for me.
And this is, what is the name of this fabric?
Oh, this one is so gorgeous,
I think
isn't
this is
it?
a Floral Party, right?
Yeah, Floral Party by Wilmington. It's so pretty, isn't it? We do have a bunch of beautiful spring fabrics. We should probably do a bundle of this. We could have that ready for this afternoon.
Sure.
Because not only this one, but I love, love, love the cherry blossoms. The other one that I love. There's a whole bunch that I love. So we'll have another bundle.
Well,
So
Joni
because-
had a tote bag in Floral Party.
oh really?
Yeah, remember?
Yes.
Maybe I could put that in the bubble, but about an octagon.
Yes,
that
but
would
see,
be cool
see
too.
they could, yeah, okay. So here I'm just going to position this and I'm going to cut it at the 14 inch. Okay, but I got to find my ruler and it sounds like, oh, okay, it's ready for the
Ready?
next color.
Okay.
Yeah, now, I could jump around and take it to go up and get the other yellow, but then I get all mixed up. So I just am going to do it. And look at this. I think that green is good. So I'll take that. So it's going to do the center of the flower. So I'm going to do, and the other dot. It's going to do the 3 dots that you painted in with the paintbrush. Okay. This is so much fun. I am so glad that you like watching us. I love it, and I'm really excited. I always said I mean, I'm always going to keep the classes for free, but one of the reasons why I kept the classes free is because my directions don't have any pictures or anything, and so I said, yeah, and I make mistakes and stuff, and now with Chelsea, she is going to put the graphics in. So when I say a certain button,
You'll know
she's going to have a
exactly.
picture of the button right there. Yes, so that is really going to help us. And we're going to put it in book form. And this is my dream. I got a big dream on this one. I'm going to do it in book form, and we're also going to have fabric kits to go. What we thought about 10 to 12 projects, and we're going to have kits for each project, so you can see the fabrics that you need, and then QR codes to take you to, because everybody's always
To the videos.
somebody direct me to the video on this.
Sure.
They can't find the videos, so PJ and Chelsea are going to make it so they can find the video. It is going to be an unbelievable dream come true, right? And I know, and we're hoping we have it done for when, like we're thinking in time for fall sowing. So there's the center. And it's just going to sew a minute, but then it's going to do the gold for 2 minutes, so we can go back over and I can show them taking off the corners. I'm going to have a friction pen with me. Yeah, here we go. This will make it easier. Okay, so we'll just stay here to change the color. Now here's where I always okay, got pink. I don't have any purple yet. I don't have any purple. So I have this purple and this purple. So this is like the background. Oh, So, I like this purple. I do. Okay. And I don't have any light blue. I have the turquoise, but no light blue. We might.
There's light blue.
Oh, that. Yeah. Okay, that's good. So I'll pick something else
You've
for
already
the
used
light
that,
blue.
though.
Yes. Okay. So here. My friend in grade school, Mickey Monger, her mom and her sisters would make these eggs. They made their own candy. They could do everything.
So where do these eggs come from? The Pysanky egg?
Yeah, so it's like all this, like I know the Polish did it, Ukraine, I think they're most famous in the Ukraine. So a lot of, especially here in Pittsburgh, because we have a lot
Big
of people
Polish
that
community.
settled here from those countries. And they're beautiful, people collect them. So it was something that they were around a lot when I was young, real young though. And ever since women went back to work, we kind of lost that tradition, right? Okay, this is looking pretty. So do you think I should go over?
Yeah,
Is that okay with you?
I think so.
Okay, so I could just get it started and then, okay, here is my ruler and my rotary cutter. Oh, and here's a pretty pink thread. Oh, I already have pink. Okay. Okay. So here, I'm just going to make sure it's straight and cut it at 14. Okay, right here is my 14. And up here is 14. So we're good. This gripper has been on back order forever, but I do have them on order, and as soon as they come in, we will be selling them again. But it's just really good for safety. Okay, and then I'm going to cut it again, so I'm going to cut the salvage off. And I'm going through all the layers. I'm just going to make sure that I'm lined up down here on a line, and then I'll just cut, maybe I'll just cut it right there.
So there's somebody asking about the fabric you're sewing on now, so I don't want to get them confused. This is for the octagon that you're going to show later today, right?
Yes. We're going to show this when we do Material Madness at 3. I'll have the machine set up for sewing, and I'll just, every once in a while, take a break from showing you fabric and switch into sewing the octagon.
Perfect.
Yes. There are so many things we need to teach you. It's really fun too. Okay, so now I swung it around. I'm lining it up on the line and cutting it at the 14. We'll cut that and then we'll go back to the sewing machine. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the sewing machine. Oh, it's looking good. Okay, it's going to do the feather. I gotta have something dark to do the feather. Either the darker blue. I have a much darker purple. Let's go with that since I have it out. So I want dark or else it's not gonna show. I thought I wanted to put like a little bit of a silver metallic, but I don't think it's gonna show enough. If I had my tassels in, I could have done my tassels in silver. I'll have to make another one. Isn't it funny that it's doing this? Oh no, I guess not. It still hasn't done the satin stitch around the flower. You don't have to do the satin stitch around the flower, but I just wanted to show you how to add the satin stitch. So there's the dark purple, so it's going to show up. And it is going to sew for 2 minutes. So can we go over and I'll show?
2 minutes isn't a lot of time to show.
No, it isn't.
much.
Do you think I should just wait for this
let's just wait.
afternoon? Okay. I don't know whether I like that dark. Maybe I should have just done that medium purple.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can talk about these.
Yes, the spool huggers. I
There you
love
go.
these because
Let's
well,
see.
especially for your metallics, there is no place to hook it into, so you have to wind it up, and then the spool huggers go over it. So I use these all the time. I actually pulled them off of all my threads so I could show you up at the table. But even if I have this, I don't know. It just seems like putting the spool hugger on. Because sometimes the thread comes off even when you did do that. So I'll still pull it. So this is what our exquisite thread does. And then here. So that's going to keep that thread on. I'll just stick these over here. I don't think they'll get in the way. Well, maybe the dark is okay. I think it all turns out really pretty. Okay. Now, did you have in the bubble that
Spool huggers?
spool huggers? How about that bundle of fabric?
The
5 yard, five. Oh,
yeah.
yeah, it was one. The snow fabric, the very first snow will be 1 yard, because that is what I used here, and I use it a lot. So that's why I thought you should have a full yard of that one,
I think
and
they
then the
were
others
asking
were half
about
yards.
the perimeter. What is that fabric? That's
This
kind
one.
of like your backing, right?
Yes, yeah. This is going to be, now this one is called Flower Garden from Benertex. It really was an Easter fabric, but it really, it's used for spring. And we're going to put that in a bundle for this afternoon.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I thought you were using
Yeah,
that
or we
for
could even
something
sell
else.
it by the yard. So we'll see.
Let's see.
Okay, so now yellow, but do I want to sew that in yellow? How about let's try silver metallic? Okay, all right. So gotta have a little sparkle in there. Okay. Big decision is what color to put the heart with the satin stitch of the heart. That's gonna be a big decision. Okay. So here. Now, if you want to learn IQ Designer, really a great book is Mastering IQ Designer, and it is from the educators from Baby Lock, and I think, oh, it didn't thread. Stop there, and there. Lift my foot. I'm gonna pull on it. Thread. Oh, who knows? I'm gonna have to thread this one.
Let's see.
Oh, this might take me an hour. But metallic thread is like stiffer. There, I got it. So it sounds like I gotta get Zach to look at this, or maybe I don't even know what size needle we have in. So sometimes just changing to a brand new needle fixes it. So there. So I'll try that. So now it's going to do the satin stitch.
Oh, Tommy's here. I was hoping he would come up.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about your fancy fills?
Sure.
1 second. So, the question here. Let's go through the questions here. I closed out. Over here. Come up over here. Let's see.
Tommy's all bundled up. Is it that cold out?
Well, I don't have a mic on.
Oh, okay, here it is. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's pretty cold. So
All right.
Is it snowing?
it is kind of. But
Okay.
the other building, I don't know where the thermostat is. So
I know where it is.
You do know where it is?
It's in the
Long
quilting
arm room.
machine, long arm room. Yeah.
I'm freezing my butt off over there. All
He had the
day
hood up
so
and
far.
everything. Okay.
Yes. So we had a question about the.
Your fancy fills. I think we were talking a little bit
Yeah, so-
about it before.
Yeah, so if you don't have the Solaris with upgrade 3, you will get the designs filled in a 9x14 hoop. It will just be a PES format. So that's basically all there is to it. I include instructions here for inputting them into the Solaris.
So your samples is what they will end up with, right? They will end
Yes.
up. So if they have the Solaris, they're able to bring it into IQ Designer. But
Yes.
if they have the Altair Meridian or the Destiny, this is how it'll sew out, and then you will, cut it down to size.
Right.
Right. But if
Right.
you have the Solaris, you'll bring it in, you'll adjust the size,
Yeah.
you'll fill areas.
So
Yes.
with the new upgrade that came out with the Altair and Meridian, they got fancy fills, but they can't put their own fancy fills in.
Right, they can't buy extra,
Right.
no. But they
So-
got extra with the upgrade. But if you bought the Meridian 2 or the Altair 2, you do get the extra fancy fills. So
There's a question right there.
PES for Destiny. What size hoop is the Destiny?
Destiny 9.5 by 14.
So it will work, but you'll get the PES format. So it'll be like you're opening an embroidery design. So this size right here.
Yes. So that size. So you'll fill the hoop, and then you can still do your oval, and then cut away what you don't need.
Yeah.
So you can still use it, Tommy's, but you just can't bring them in and change the size.
Right.
Or maybe
right.
they could. They can resize, right? A PES.
Yeah,
But
they
bring
could.
it into embroidery.
Yeah, it would also
So-
shrink this though.
Yeah, it would shrink. So if you wanted your stars smaller, you could bring that in.
Yeah.
But it means it won't fill the big hoop then.
Right.
Yeah, so if you shrink it down, it's going to shrink this down, like to, let's say, 8 by 12 or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go put
So,
my next
yeah.
color in.
Yeah, that's all.
Oh,
That is all
There-
about the
there's one-
fancy fills. Is there another question?
There was one more question, if that's okay.
They are designs from last year, yes.
Yeah. And there's two products here. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the
Fancy
summer
Fills Easter
fills
is in the bubble
in the
now.
fancy fills Easter.
And okay, summer fills is this one.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. So I honestly, it's been a long time since I opened those and looked at them really, but I believe there's 10 different designs included on there,
Yeah, really cool.
or more. Is there more, Mom? Do you remember?
there's way more.
Way more.
Should we,
Well, I gotta show.
like, I can
gotta
quit
show
sewing this because all they'll do is sew it. They know how to sew this. Let's put the stick in and look at them. All
Sure.
right?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So I did save it. Remember, I saved it twice, but I'm going to save it again. Memory, save on the machine. So I can come back to this later. Okay. So I'm going to go home. Okay. IQ Designer. Let's go in and get a shape. So let's say a heart and okay. And let's make it bigger, size, make it really big. Let's go in and get Tommy's fancy fills. So I'm going to slide this in. So I'm going to, it's going to, as the default, it always does the outline as a satin stitch. So I'm good with that. So here I'm going to go to fill properties and then fancy fills. So the circle button, select, then custom, and then click on the pocket with the arrow pointing out. And then here is Fancy Fills Easter. Fancy Fills Easter. And look at this cross is gorgeous right here. So here, cross, and then okay, and okay. You can fit 12 on that menu. Red, we can't do it in red. We got to do it in like light blue. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. You can see the fill right there. Fill bucket, click inside, and there it's gonna fill it. Now you can change your size. So let's say, oh, I think I'd like it smaller. I'd like to see more crosses. Oh, I probably should have done it in a different color so you could see.
Is there a way to change your background on the?
Yeah, there is. Let's see. Okay, let's go up to settings, embroidery board. down, embroidery background color, and let's do that in, some, I guess, like navy blue. Okay, and okay, let's see. Oh no, it didn't change it. So maybe it will once I go to embroidery. But let's go back to that. So let's return and go back to the fill properties and pick navy blue. Okay, and line bucket, click inside, turn it navy blue so you can see. The only reason why I did that is so you could see. Then next, see on the Solaris Vision, you can change the size. So I can go down, let's go down to 75% and see if we see more of the crosses and the lilies. Yeah, so that is looking better. So you just decide what you want. Let's go back in. Let's return. Let's take a look at some others. So I'm going to click the fill, select, custom. Oh, so do I deselect this? Oh, no, not there. Here. I'm already in custom. Okay, Fancy Fills Easter, and then Easter baskets. This one's really cute. Easter baskets. Okay. Then okay. We'll keep that navy blue in there. Select, and then the bucket is on. I can see that because it's blue. Click on it, and it switched to the Easter baskets. Now the Easter baskets, I think I'd like those bigger. So, you go in and change the size. All right, let's go look at another one. Okay, so we're gonna go to Fill Properties, Select. I'm already in custom, it's light blue there. It's pocket with the arrow pointing out. Let's see what else we have for Easter. Well, here's a bunny peeking. So here and there, okay. And, oh, I selected the bows. Well, we'll do the bows. Bows, and then okay. Fill bucket. Click on it. Oh.
No bucket is selected.
Oh, geez, look, I did line bucket. Fill bucket. Now click. Okay. Did it tell me that? Did they give me that error message?
No.
Now these are little bows. Oh, you were hitting to me.
Yeah.
Okay. And then this one I would change the size. So let's go back. So let's go back to the fill properties and select and pocket with the arrow pointing out and Fancy Fills Easter and eggs. This egg. Okay. And then okay. We'll keep it in the navy blue. Fill bucket, click inside, and there's the eggs. Here's another one. I would change the size. So,
Really cool.
yeah, it is, isn't it? So there's even more. Should we keep showing them? I mean, we did have a sew out of all of them, but I don't know what we did with them.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
save that for another time.
For
You
another
guys keep
time.
doing what you were doing.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
hoping to answer a few questions about those.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's really helpful.
Yes. So it's really neat that we can add more fills.
Yeah.
Right? Because we were saying that we had no holidays. We had and now we have a zillion fills.
Let's just show them the fill that they might want to put some of those fills on their Pysanky egg.
Yeah, definitely. The
Yeah.
Easter eggs. There's bunnies. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Well, what do you think?
I think should we sign out and then come back for the afternoon?
For the octagon. We
Octagon.
promised that we would kind of
Octagon,
talk
we
about the
promise,
center of the
and
octagon.
then we have lots of new fabrics and lots of bargain fabrics. So we have to get the show loaded. So we will see you. What time is it now?
It is 12:45.
Okay, we're good. We'll see you
We're
at
good.
3.
See you then.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.